What is time? Time is time now. Abby? Time is time. So, but there must be a definition. There must be an explanation. So I just want our own understanding, like I did and struggled with it. I want our own understanding of what time is. Until you know what time is, you don't know how to manage it. All of us know what time is. Oh. It's 1 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. It's time, isn't it? So, but what is time? How do we define time? Short period. Most people are looking at me. Thank you, madam. I'm sure they are still trying to reason it out. Time. What is she expecting us to say? You understand? An apportioned period. So, period is time, isn't it? So, do we have our own definition of time as well?
Yeah.
Sorry? In this class, there are wrong answers. In the course of this presentation, every answer is an answer. Thank you very much.
Time could be defined as a time occasion for an event. Occasion for an event.
Thank you very much, sir. Told you, when you want to define time, you will say time. Yes, an occasion for an event. It can also be taken as time, isn't it? Yes. So, that is how difficult it is to define time. But we all know what time is. Yes, sir. Sir? Scheduled duration. We're all still talking about period. Interval. From one activity to another. So how do we start talking about time management for quality assurance officers? That's what we are, right? Okay. So how do we talk about time management? You people got here, some of you got here day before yesterday, right? Okay, to come in early to start yesterday. And since you came, you have had a couple of activities apart from this training. Because some people, the first thing they do when they get to a particular place is what is around. Some like pointing and killing. Point and kill. You understand? So the first thing they look for is one good garden where they can point and kill. That's the Abuja experience. Some of us, like my sisters, when I say it, they will understand. Me, when I get to a place, the first thing I start asking, where's the direction of the market? Is that also, ma'am? Thank you very much. We don't think point and kill. Our own is market. What do they get in this place? I went to Calabar for a program. The first thing I asked was, they said there's a place they call Beach Market. I said, that's where I want to. 5 years, they've not finished implementation, construction. Little things you think should take 2 years. Some people use more than 10 years to do. And the problem is, if you don't finish the project, you cannot go back for more funding. Another thing that stall processes might just be us, quality assurance officers. We may be the problem in our institutions. When things are not happening, we are quiet. Yeah, it is true. That is when you should speak. This project has lasted for 2 years. Why are we not moving forward? You should seek audience with your CEO, discuss with him, and then make suggestions and recommendations. And that means we are not just to act like police. We are also supposed to be researchers. How can we go about working around these programs to make sure that that money that is lying fallow in TED fund, my institution is able to get it? I hope we're together. I'm not just speaking to myself. With what we are saying, we are beginning to pick out what our roles and responsibilities are. So in case you see the guide and you are confused as to how you can relate with the guide, these are the things you're supposed to be doing with your management. And one thing that is also required from us as quality assurance officers is for us to be objective. I have been appointed. The next thing I'm thinking is all these projects that they are going to be running here, I have a court. Yes. The moment you start thinking like that, things will stop. Yes. Because now you are beginning to look at it. Okay? You are blocking some people, please. Yeah. They can't see. They can't see the projection. Yes, so what is time management? Webster Dictionary says the measurable or measured period. The same thing everybody has said. During which an action, process, or condition exists or continues to exist. Have we succeeded in getting the definition, or we are getting more confused? I'm looking at people's expression. The period, that is we already said time is the period in between two activities. That's just what the definition is saying. And so you are able to say, it will take me 1 hour to finish my presentation. That is time. There's a timeline for my presentation. Now, in the course of listening to presentations from TED Fund, I also realized that elements of timeliness are our programs and projects. I don't know why this is season. Okay, thank you. So, I was saying that the element of timeliness to a certain extent is missing. Now, when a particular submission has been made, you have decided you want additional classrooms, or you want to build a hostel, or even a clinic within your institution. You have, they say Sunday. You know you still have about a couple of long hours before it is Friday. If you turn around, you'll realize yesterday was Monday. Sharp! Tomorrow is Friday. And you start wondering what is happening. Before you know, time has gone. And things are just moving like that. And you know the funny part of time is that it does not condone our procrastination. In the sense that you are supposed to do something and they say, I will do it. As you are saying, I will do it, time is going. In the course of this presentation, we are going to be looking at time wasters or time stealers. It's a normal day-to-day thing we do, but we are not conscious of it. So with this presentation, it will also help us to go back and start looking at our programs, activities. It's not just about the workplace, even the family. Before you know, you look back. I have spent 30-something years in service. If it is not up to 35, you are now looking at age. Before you know, I'm almost 60 or 65 or 70. It depends, university. And by the time you are 70, they will not say, Oga, because you have not utilized your time very well as you came in, we will give you more time to be able to build that retirement home. Nobody is going to say that. Nobody is going to say you've not bought a car that you can use when you retire. All the opportunities you have now is because you are in service. Before you know, time has gone. And then you see somebody retiring, he doesn't have a house. You say, Kai. Now, wow, that's when people start regretting procrastination. As you are stepping into the system, you start planning. Are we together? Okay. And so, we're going to look at time management workflow. The first thing we must do when we get back, and then that activity that is not important and it is not urgent, you put in box 4. Now, based on what we do, what activity can anybody suggest to us as quality assurance officers that should come to box 1? Goal setting. This box 1 should be goal setting. Do we agree? Agree. Is it that we don't understand what I'm trying to do here? Okay. Okay, goal setting, she's correct. And since we chose not to talk and she chose to talk, please can you just clap for her? Thank you very much.
Actually, it was the same thing, but a follow-up from this, immediately we get back, we train our desk officers immediately.
Very true. So, do we agree? It should be priority. Because they are the field officers and they are going to go out. This knowledge must quickly be passed to them. Do we agree? We don't agree. In the school. Now your VC or CEO might not be thinking in that line. He has his own priorities. But as quality assurance officers, by the time you prepare a report for him, a brief report, CEO's report that is more than 3 pages, they don't read, I'll tell you. We write a lot of reports in my office. It's only my own CEO that will read 23-page report, page by page, and underline with red biro. Breaking for lunch. Do you agree it's number one? It's important, but not due soon. Okay, why? Because we just had tea break. So our tummies are still filled up. So very important. That means we actually understand this. Okay? So picking your children from school, which box? Box 1. The reason we are doing all of this is for them, isn't it? So it's very important. Okay, but without compromising the job. Is that so? Okay, now on Facebook or Twitter? Number 4. Some of us don't even know how to do Facebook or talk of Twitter. I, for one, as long as I can receive call and answer, as long as I can send text messages and receive, I am okay, I'm good. You avoid tasks that are not important and not due soon without offending the sensitivity of either your boss, your visitors, or even your colleagues. Sometimes we have some ogas in the office. They are late workers. Late workers in the sense that when they come in the morning, it's difficult for them to settle down. By the time they are settling down, it's afternoon. Forgetting the fact that that desk officer needs to go and pick his child from school. You expect him to be around to do your work. It's a level of insensitivity, isn't it? So if you have a task that you know can wait, you can allow them to close. By tomorrow, say, first thing, please prepare this document and give to me. That way everybody is together. You are not affecting people's sensitivity and the work is going on. And so being assertive, you must learn to have honest explanation for your actions. Or otherwise, you already have enemies, you will have more enemies. So you must have honest explanation. When a visitor walks in and says, okay, I want to see you. Yes, please just make it brief. I have a lot on my table. I need to do a submission. So we say, oh no, guy, it will not take time. Then they'll come, they sit 1 hour. It does not take time. Like I said, visitors, they want to party and all. When you are busy, that's not the right time. You must explain to them why they need to be brief and go. So we put be brief on the door. But you will sit down and wait for them. Somebody is inside. 3 hours, the person has not come out. Okay, so you must explain to that person inside that there are other people waiting. Please, can we quickly finish this conversation and then get others to come? Then you must learn to clarify your reasoning. Why are you telling them come back later? You must explain to them. Otherwise, people are going to see you as either being snobbish or arrogant. So you must tell them, my oga needs this. I need to do this submission in the interest of the school. Please, can we talk later? Can I give you a call? If he says no, it's something we should discuss. Okay, can we see at home? During your rest time, you can have that conversation and also harvest whatever information you need. Now, you must give an alternative, like I just said. If you cannot talk, can I call you back later? If it's a phone call, sorry, I can't spare too much time. Now, can I call you back later? I'm preparing for a meeting. Explain to them. The moment you say I'm preparing for a meeting, you hear somebody say, sorry. Okay, I'll call you again. But if you accommodate them, they don't know what your schedule is. They will keep talking and will never stop. And so you need to give an alternative, and you must be assertive in your refusal. There are people you are to work on a brief for the meeting. He will say, okay, just 1 minute. He will insist, just 1 minute, and just distract you. An incident happened yesterday. I needed to print out a document, and I got some visitors, and I felt I should not keep them with me. Do you know what happened? By the time they were leaving like this, light went off. And that document was very critical for submission that yesterday. So I just felt bad, and I said, you're talking about being assertive. You should have just told them to wait and do this thing. I felt bad. That's the way it is. Sometimes it happens to us. Reality is that we only live forward. Okay? When time passes, you can only make available use of the one coming. You can't go back and say, I'm bringing time back. Okay? Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, the common fallacy about time is that most of us, you hear us say, I don't have enough time. It's not true. Okay? It's not true. There are great achievers The same sun that hits us is the same moon that hits them and hits us. The same rain. So if they are making the best use of their time, why can't we? And that is why the issue of assertiveness, prioritizing, having a plan in place comes in, because they plan their time and they use it to achieve a lot. Okay, now we have such examples as Albert Einstein. We know Albert Einstein, the great scientist. We know Nelson Mandela, the president of South Africa, who gave a lot for his country, sacrificed a lot for his country. Abraham Lincoln, we are historians here too. Several failures. He's known for encouraging those people who fail and are giving up. He's a persistent person. At the end of the day, he got what he wanted and he became the president, isn't it? All right, sir. And then, so all of these people have the same time. Go back, sir. Go back, sir. Thank you. Now they had every 86,400 seconds in a day. They had the same 24 hours per day like we do. They had the same 7 days per week like every other person does. And then same 52 weeks per year. And they were able to make history. We can make a difference if we manage our time well.